A very good evening and welcome to BBC News. Turkish riot police have fired tear gas and water cannon again to try to clear protesters from Taksim Square in central Istanbul after Prime Minister Tayyip Erdogan warned that police were ready to intervene. Well, earlier today the Turkish Prime Minister addressed cheering crowds near the capital, Ankara. Well, in a moment we'll speak to our correspondent, but just to show you the latest scene in Istanbul, where, as you can see, darkness has fallen and a clearance attempt there underway to remove debris and shelters left by protesters after that standoff with police, and riot police moving in fairly heavily this evening there in Taksim Square. Well, on the line from Ankara is our correspondent Chris Morris. And Chris, let's start with events in central Istanbul. What do we know about what's been going on between police and protesters there?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's interesting. The police have clashed in this way before with protesters, but this time it seems they've gone in with massive force. One Turkish journalist I know has said he's never seen so much tear gas used in a single moment in the city. And the pictures we're watching at the moment here in Ankara show that there are now armies of people clearing up the tent camp which had developed in Gezi Park next to Taksim Square. And most of the people who've been protesting there from the last 2 weeks have clearly been pushed back by what can only be described as a show of overwhelming force. I was at the rally here in Ankara just a couple of hours ago, where the Prime Minister was clearly determined to stamp his authority on the situation. He warned once again that protesters should leave the park, and the police went in very quickly after that speech ended.
So he's been very bullish, as you say, and he was talking to a very receptive audience. We shouldn't forget that there was, as you say, a big demonstration there of his supporters rallying to give him some backing.
Yeah, it was a huge crowd, and we shouldn't forget that he still enjoys enormous support across the country. He has much higher approval ratings in Turkey, for example, than Barack Obama has in the United States or David Cameron has in the UK. But what he's doing in Taksim Square is a gamble, there's no question about that. I would suspect that there will be protests in the coming days, thousands of people protesting against the way this appears to have been brought to an end at this particular spot, the sort of symbolic place of Taksim Square and next door to it, Gezi Park. Here in Ankara, there have also been people occupying one of the parks in downtown. Just in the last half hour, we've heard the explosion of tear gas. I think probably there are efforts to clear that park as well. The message having gone out, it seems, from the Prime Minister, let's end this. I think they can end it with the force they have at their disposal, but I don't think they can end the anger which has generated the protests in the first place.
OK, Chris, for now, thanks very much. Chris Morris speaking to us there from Ankara.